Alright, welcome back to the channel. We're out in the shop. It's surprisingly not too hot in here right now, and it's about 11:30. What we're going to be doing today is I'm going to make a ring of some kind. I haven't made a ring in a couple years. See if I still got it and see how it turns out. So I have this entire bucket of material that I use to make rings. We got some micarta made out of some jeans. We got some other micarta like red, white, and blue. We got some solid surface, which I've made rings with before, which it looks cool there, but then if you tilt it on the side, you can see it without that coating, and it just doesn't look as great. I think I've made something out of this material before. It was like it's a really, really hard plastic. I think the one we made stuff out of was gray. Oh yeah, here it is. We have another sample of it right here. I guess I could make one out of this, but I think that's too small. I have this stuff I could make a ring out of, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. So I'm thinking we'll make the outer band out of this blue plastic, and we'll have to come up with something for the inner band. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this, which is all the rings I've made over the years, just kind of look through it for some ideas and inspiration. All right, so a lot of these rings are composite bands, or some of them, or a good chunk of them are metal, like steel. See, that's steel, copper, steel. All these are steel. It's not an aluminum. So the composite ones are either some form of micarta, like that, or just black plastic. Black plastic. This is the same thing as that, which that's the same thing, but paired with that, I don't really think that looks that great. This is a bronze and aluminum with filled bronze shavings on the side. See, these are bearing steel. Basically what I did is I just took apart bearings and hollowed all these out with a Dremel by hand. Same thing with all these are bearing steel as well, so they rust out your fingers. Or then you got copper, which also tarnishes. I like to do aluminum, but I'm not sure exactly if I have any aluminum laying around. Alright, so in my looking around, I found several pieces of aluminum. I found this little piece, which I think is going to be too small. Found this aluminum flashlight housing that's been broken or just random. It's just been laying around. That's too big. And then I found this, which is plenty thick. It's off of a belt sander that I don't even have anymore, so it's literally just a piece of aluminum just laying around. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use this. Another thing, I should probably look into my whole entire hole saw situation to see what I have, or if I even have anything that can even cut aluminum. Yep, 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. So one of them will be the inside, the aluminum will be the 1.25 inches, and this will be the 1.5 inches. Alright, one thing I got was some water so I can cool off the bit. Sounds like a broken tree. Getting pretty close. Yep, there it is. All right, so for this one, we're gonna need this 1.25 inches. That's something I didn't think about. Basically, I was just drilling directly into my vise, so that's great. So we're actually gonna go for the center one. Wow, that went way easier than I expected. So there's our band, and here's our outer shell. So now we just need to get the thing to shape. So this needs to be rounded out, and this needs to be cut down. Probably gonna do this on the scroll saw probably. And I'll just ram this out on the belt sander. All right, so we got both of these cut down to more manageable levels. So what I'm gonna do now is put a 1/2 inch hole in each one of these, and we'll go ahead and get working on them. All right, so we got a 1/2 inch hole drilled in both the band and the band and the liner. So what I'm gonna do is start opening these up with my Dremel. When I say Dremel, I mean this. It's a Master Carver flex shaft. I've been through so many Dremels. I've burnt up probably, I wanna say 5 or 6 of them. Got sick and tired of it. Was gonna buy a Fordham, but those are just, you know, pricey and not as much power. This has 1/2 horsepower motor, 30,000 RPM. It's more than enough to do what I ever need to do. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that. So I got the liner widened up to where I can get this abrasive tool in there, and that'll make it go a lot faster. Basically what I'm doing is getting the band close to the final dimensions on the inside, and then I will shave the outside down, get the liner done first, and then we take the exterior piece, open it up to where it'll fit over the liner where we want it, and then shave the outside down, and then we're pretty much done. But I got this to the size I need, probably a little over, which kind of sucks because then I'm gonna have to polish the inside and remove more material, but that's fine. So basically, now that we got the inside dimensions done, now I'm gonna start working on the outside dimension, which I may not have the tools to do so right now. So yeah, I may not have the tools to do the outside part of this ring right now. I used to have a bench grinder with special attachments made up for rings, because I'd make rings all the time, per size basically. And I have no idea what happened to. I know where the bench grinder is because it's right there, but I have no idea exactly where my attachments are, so I might have to make new attachments. So I think I'm going to call it here on this part 1 of making this ring. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this is a shorter episode. You enjoyed this, and see you next time.